Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Saturday, the 10th of Rabi'ul Awwal 1446, 14th of September 2024. Hazrat Wala is saying, I have this risala in front of me, Dasturu Salikin Liqurbi Rabbil Alameen. And from this kitab, short, concise kitab, I have the risala in front of me, Asharatu Qawaid fi Tazkiyatin Nufus. The kitab is that of an Arab alim. This was here in front today, so I thought that let me read and conduct the majlis from this kitab today. So Tazkiyah is no simple or ordinary thing, it is something absolutely great. This purification of the nafs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة. Speaking about the maqsad of commissioning the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam to humanity and to their people, that the maqsad of that is nafs ko pak saaf karna, to purify this particular nafs. So this here is the reason, and इसीलिए बुजुर्गों के पास जाया जाता है, and it is for this very reason that Allah Ta'ala sent the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam for this tazkiyah, is that is why we go to the buzrugs. This is why people went to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. People went to Hazrat Maulana Tanvi. But with this here comes some type of sacrifice. Much prominent people would come to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, but they would have to make wudu in the cold water because there was no facilities, etc. But this is it. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, in front of him also something very, very delicious and tasty, some dessert was put forward to him. And then he hardly had something from there, just some small little piece, and passed it on. And then what did he say after passing it on to his granddaughter? That hum kayenge to guna hi karenge. If I eat, I will only carry out and make guna. Now the Buzurgan-e-Din that reach this high darja, it is because they purified this nafs of theirs. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam's tazkiyah and purification of the nafs was the greatest. So nubuwwat is there, prophethood, the high level of prophethood, but the foundation of that whole system was that of tazkiyah and purification of the nafs. The salat, the zikr, etc. was all because of that tazkiyah and for that tazkiyah. So, istihzar hona chahiye na? Shouldn't we keep this in our minds, in our hearts? Even the Arab alim did not leave this particular aspect. He's written tremendously on this topic of tazkiyah and nafs. So here, the author is saying, the Quran is one of the greatest things for the purification of the nafs, of the self. After all, it is a book of purification, its source, its fountain, and its basis. The person who wants to make tazkiyah of his nafs, purification of his self, should seek it in the Quran. Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma said, ضَمِنَ اللَّهُ لِمَنِ اتَّبَعَ الْقُرْآنَ أَلَّا يَضِلَّ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَلَا يَشْقَى فِي الْآخِرَةِ ثُمَّ تَلَا فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا يَضِلُّ وَلَا يَشْقَى. Allah Ta'ala guarantees the person who follows the Quran that he will not go astray in this dunya, nor suffer misery in the year after. He then read the words, then he who follows my guidance will neither go astray nor fall into misery, nor fall into misery. Sayyidina Imam Ghazali, rahimahullah ta'ala, used to say regarding the Quran, هذا مكتوب رب العالمين. This is the letter of the Rabb of all the worlds. You know, if we get the letter of someone, our son or the father, and we take that letter and we start reading it, and we can't understand it, what will we do? We'll ask someone to read it for us. And then we'll say, but isn't there anything mentioned on the side, or on the footnotes, or on the back, or between the lines? Allah Ta'ala sabko tawfiq de. Specifically, Allah give me the tawfiq. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab made a great effort to put us onto the Quran Majid. His talks and his nasihat was amazing in this regard. He would say about the different areas in every state. Now in that time there, UP had 52 towns. And then his mazmoon and his topic was there that I want to select one person and he must be sufficient. His tilawat must be so good, hakiki tilawat, genuine tilawat, that it would suffice all the people of that particular town. Now this was in the days of Fatehpur. Now did you hear of something like this here? Now after he had and said these talks, who done what? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. However, we can say so much that Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab done his work. How much do we read? So here, قال ابن القيم رحمه الله تعالى القرآن هو الشفاء التام من جميع الأدواء القلبية والبدنية وأدواء الدنيا والآخرة. Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah says, the Quran is a complete cure from all spiritual and physical maladies of this world and the year after. We say this and that about these people. We don't know. They were very, very great, zabardast. Now, if Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab had to come across an ibarat like this, he would say it over and over in the Majlis, so much that the people in the Majlis would even by heart it. You know, people used to say to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab that we understand much portion of your talk, but when you go on to the Arabic, then we do not understand. Then he would instantaneously say that, yes, even you people, when you're talking and then you go on to the English, I don't understand what you are saying. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab's memory was photographic. He had a very strong memory. And what do we say? Today all these things are becoming mafqood. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to know the ibarats of Ruhul Ma'ani by heart. Or ulama should actually by heart this year. Now if we have this type of an enthusiasm, charcha, a big deal of it in our homes regarding the Arabic, then our our children at home will have some type of enthusiasm to learn the Arabic, to go to madrasa and learn that of Quran and Hadith, etc. So here we're speaking that the Quran is a complete cure from all physical maladies of this world and the year after. Many people make ilaj through the Quran. Don't you see these amils? There was this one dipti, this officer, who used to come to Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, and he just then gave his life there, after retirement. But he was so engrossed in the recitation of the Quran Majid that people who would come and visit Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to become affected by this particular person, that this is his capacity. He was a great officer and he served here and he served there. But look at his lagav and his attachment to the Quran Majid. Allah Ta'ala hum sabko tawfiq de. Allah Ta'ala give us all the tawfiq. Ye nahi कि मैं सुनाता हूँ कि मुझे हासिल है. It's not like this, that I may be relating all of this to you, that I have achieved this. No. There are so many people, one person who recites the Quran, who come here. In the end, Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to, what was it about? He used to have one time for recitation, and in the other time, he used to read the tarjuma of the Quran Majid. One time, one portion, some specific time set out for recitation of Quran, and a specific time set out for understanding the meanings of the Quran Majid. So we should keep some portion of time for recitation of the Quran Majid. Allah Ta'ala says, الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَتْلُونَهُ حَقَّ تِلَاوَتِهِ أُولَٰئِكَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِهِ. Those people to whom we have given the book, they recite it as it ought to be recited. It is they who have conviction in it. Now, reciting this Quran as it ought to be recited entails what? It entails reading it, reciting it from memory, understanding it, pondering over it, and practicing on it. This is how it was explained by the Sahaba and Tabi'een radiyallahu ta'ala anhum. So this is actually what's the meaning of haqq tilawat, that a person recites it, memorizes it, understands it, ponders over it, and practices on it. قال ابن مسعود رضي الله تعالى عنه كان الرجل منا إذا تعلم 10 آيات لم يجاوزهن حتى يعرف معانيهن والعمل بهن. Sayyidina Ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala an said, when one of us, the Sahaba, learned 10 verses, he would not learn any more until he knows the meaning of these 10 and practices on them. So reading the Quran without understanding its meaning or practicing on its teachings is not considered to be reading in the true sense of the word. In the true sense of the word. This is why Fudail ibn Ayaz rahimahullah used to say, إِنَّمَا نَزَلَ الْقُرْآنِ لِيُعْمَلَ بِهِ فَاتَّخَذَ النَّاسُ قِرَاءَتَهُ عَمَلًا. The Quran was sent down so that it may be practiced upon, but people made its reading an amal in itself. Now when Allah Ta'ala honors His servant with the ability to read the Quran, ponder it, and impose on himself to practice on it, he will acquire the full share of purification. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab Rahimahullah Fatapuri writes in his Risala Tilawat Quran, the ulama say that even if the Quran is read without understanding, it will earn its reader rewards. Without understanding, then too it will earn its reader rewards. So men also used to recite, and women also used to recite. Allah give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of practicing on these ta'limat of the Buzurgan Deen. You know, in Panipat or one of these areas, it was mentioned about the women folk, how they would make tilawat. So much was the tilawat of the women folk that if you would go down those gullies, you would hear recitation of Al-Quran. You know, every day I say so much, and I understand it to be necessary for myself. Allah Ta'ala keep this routine and this practice that we have every morning here of gathering in this majlis, keep it continuous, and Allah Ta'ala make it widespread and common, the benefits and practicing upon these advices. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.